All right, so are you ready to dive into some Hollywood drama?
Always.
Okay, good. Because today we're taking a look at what happens when stars, studios, and scandals, well, they all collide.
Yeah, and this one, it really shows just how tricky things can get in the entertainment industry. Like when personal stuff and work stuff, they clash.
Right. And the story we're digging into comes from an article from publication name redacted. It's called Blake Lively Faces Another Major Setback After Justin Baldoni Legal Chaos.
Kitschy title.
It is. And it's not just your typical celebrity gossip.
Ooh,
This is serious stuff that could really impact the sequel to A Simple Favor.
definitely. The article really zeroes in on how Blake Lively's legal issues with Justin Baldoni and Wayfair Studios are shaking things up for the film's promotion.
Yeah, so apparently Lively's co-star Anna Kendrick, she's not so keen on doing joint promo events with Lively anymore because of all the bad press.
And can you blame her? Movie promotion is so important these days. I mean, it's not just about a few interviews here and there. Studios put a lot of money and effort into building hype for their movies.
So it's a big deal that Kendrick is backing off.
Huge! The studio had originally planned on Lively and Kendrick doing a bunch of appearances together.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
They're the two biggest names in the movie.
Yeah,
And their on-screen chemistry in the first film was a huge draw.
exactly. So joint appearances, that would have been the natural way to get people excited for the sequel. But now, with Kendrick distancing herself, the studio has to scramble for a plan B.
And the article even suggests that Kendrick might end up doing most of the promo solo.
Which, it's a risky move. Could be good for Kendrick's image, but could also hurt the film if Lively's absence means less attention.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Plus, there's this quote from an insider in the article. It says that Kendrick and Lively, they only have a working relationship and by no means a close friendship or bond.
Ouch.
Adds a whole other layer to this.
Oh, totally. I mean, if they weren't that close off screen, will their chemistry be the same in the sequel? Audiences can pick up on that kind of thing.
So the studio's trying to figure out how to create buzz for the film without relying too much on Lively or, forcing an awkward situation between the two stars.
Talk about a PR nightmare.
Right. And we can't forget that the film is premiering at SXSW in March, which is a huge deal. The article says Lively might only attend this one event for the film.
That sounds like a strategic decision, for sure. Attending SXSW, she gets to do a major promo event without having to do a whole press tour,
Yeah.
minimizing exposure while still showing up for the film.
Like dipping her toes back into the public eye without jumping headfirst into the storm.
Exactly. It's a way to see how people react and how much damage control they might need to do.
And while Lively is being cautious, the article says that Kendrick is prepared to handle the promotion responsibilities alone.
Wow.
That's a pretty strong statement, don't you think?
It is. It sounds like she's confident and maybe even willing to separate herself from any fallout from Lively's legal problems. It's like she's saying, the show must go on with or without my co-star.
It's impressive considering everything that's going on.
It really shows how strong her position is in the industry.
This whole situation is so interesting. It's like we're seeing the behind-the-scenes drama of Hollywood play out in real time.
It is. It's a reminder that the industry is just as much about business and image as it is about creativity and art.
Okay, so we've set the scene and met the key players. But I'm really curious to explore what this shift in promotion could mean for the film and for everyone involved.
Yeah, me too. And that's exactly what we'll be getting into next. Stay tuned. So where were we? Oh yeah, fallout. Potential fallout from this whole promotion mess. The studio's biggest worry has got to be how this affects the box office.
Yeah, because as talented as Anna Kendrick is, can she really carry a movie like this on her own? I mean, the first A Simple Favor was a hit because of both Lively and Kendrick.
Right, and Kendrick might get some buzz going, but probably not as much as if they were promoting it together. Especially since Lively's character was kind of the more, interesting one in the first movie.
So the sequel might not do as well if people think it's missing that Lively Kendrick energy.
Exactly. And that could have a ripple effect. It could affect how studios see Kendrick as a lead actress and even how Lively's career goes while she's dealing with this lawsuit.
Like one decision leads to another and the consequences just keep spreading.
Exactly. And that's why this whole thing is so interesting. It shows how connected everything is in Hollywood and how something that seems personal can really affect someone's career.
The article also talks about how this could hurt Lively's career in the long term.
Right.
She's got the lawsuit and now she's basically being pushed out of promoting her own film.
Yeah, that's not a good look in Hollywood. Perception is everything.
But couldn't this be a good thing for her? Like maybe it's better to lay low and let things calm down before getting back in the spotlight.
It's tricky. On one hand, staying quiet means she can avoid awkward interviews and all that. But it could also look like she's guilty or not supporting the movie.
So she has to find a balance between protecting her image and showing that she's still professional and committed to her work.
It's like walking a tightrope.
Totally. And it'll be interesting to see how she handles it all in the next few months.
It's a lose-lose situation for her. If she promotes the film, she risks more bad press. But if she stays quiet, she risks looking like she doesn't care.
It's like she's damned if she does and damned if she doesn't.
Right. And that's where having a good PR team is so important. They need to come up with a story that's honest, but also protects her and the movie.
It's high stakes, for sure.
Yeah.
But this situation also brings up bigger questions about how much celebrity image matters these days.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
We live in a world where news travels so fast and social media makes everything bigger, good or bad.
One mistake can really damage your reputation, especially for celebrities who depend on their image for their work.
And it's not just about managing their own image anymore. It's about protecting the projects they're in and the brands they work with. One wrong move can hurt everyone.
It's like that domino effect again.
Right. And it's making the line between personal and professional life even blurrier.
In the past, celebrities could keep their private lives separate from their public image. But that's basically impossible now.
So what does that mean for celebrities going forward? Do they have to be even more careful about what they do and who they hang out with?
That's a tough question. On the one hand, they should have some privacy, but they're also role models, and their actions can influence a lot of people.
It's like they're always being watched and everything they do is analyzed. That's got to be a lot of pressure.
It makes you wonder if they can ever really themselves, make mistakes and grow without being judged or hurting their careers.
It's a question the whole entertainment industry needs to think about as we move further into this digital world.
Okay, so we've talked about the film Lively's career and celebrity image in general. But let's look at the bigger picture. What does this whole situation tell us about Hollywood in general?
One interesting thing is how it shows how power is shifting. And Hollywood studios used to have all the power. They could make or break anyone's career and control what people thought about their stars.
But it feels like that's changing. With social media and independent production companies, actors have more power now.
Absolutely. They're not just actors anymore. They're brands, influencers, content creators. It gives them more independence and control than ever before.
So we're seeing a power shift. Actors are speaking up more about their choices, their values, their lives.
Exactly. And studios are having to change. They have to be more careful about their stars' needs and be smarter about handling bad press and public opinion.
It's really interesting to watch. And I wonder how this will change Hollywood in the future.
It shows that the industry is always changing, you know? It reflects how society changes and how power shifts.
It's crazy how one little promotional problem can show us so much about how Hollywood really works.
It really is like a peek behind the curtain, right? We forget sometimes that the entertainment industry is a business. Like it has its own rules and power struggles and ways of getting things done.
And those ways are changing all the time, especially now with social media and how fast news travels.
Oh, yeah. In the old days, studios could pretty much control what people thought about their stars and their movies. But now with social media and news being 24/7, it's a whole different game.
Right. Everything spreads so quickly.
Yeah.
And people's opinions can change in a second. It's like a high-stakes game where your reputation is everything.
And studios are having to learn how to play this new game.
Yeah.
They have to be more strategic, more open, and more aware of what the public is thinking.
You can't just tell people what to think anymore. They have to be
Yes.
part of the conversation, shape it, and
Yeah.
sometimes even react to it instantly.
Exactly. And that takes a whole new set of skills. Like they need to really understand how the media, public relations, and the whole entertainment industry all fit together.
And this whole Blake Lively thing is a perfect example. It's not just about her and her legal problems.
Mhm.
It's about how those problems affect her co-star, the movie, the studio, even the entire industry.
It shows us that even in a world of movies and glamour, real-life drama and personal choices can have a huge impact on people's careers.
It makes you think, where do we draw the line between an actor's personal life and their public image? How much scrutiny is too much? And how much privacy should they get?
Those are tough questions. No easy answers. But I think we have to remember that celebrities are people too. They make mistakes, they go through hard times, and they deserve some empathy.
Definitely. In the end, we're all just trying to figure things out in this crazy world.
Yeah.
And sometimes even the most glamorous industries like Hollywood show us that.
And that's why I love these deep dives. They let us peel back the layers and really understand not just the entertainment world, but ourselves and the world we live in.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm still wondering, what's going to happen with the Simple Favors sequel? Will Blake Lively bounce back? And how will this whole thing affect her career and the industry in the long run?
Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. This story isn't over. It's going to keep unfolding and teaching us more about how Hollywood works and how fame, fortune, and taking responsibility for your actions are all connected.
Well, I think we've reached the bottom of this deep dive.
We have. We've explored this Hollywood drama and learned about movie promotion, celebrity image, and how personal choices can have big consequences in such a public industry.
It's been fascinating.
Yeah.
And I hope you, our listener, have learned some interesting things along the way.
Maybe this deep dive has even given you some new questions to think about, or made you want to explore this topic more. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. So until next time, keep asking questions, keep exploring, and keep diving deep into the stories that shape our world.